Today, I'll be analyzing some removed content from the Kingdom Hearts games. Why? Because I'm a fucking nerd. The Bahamut was supposed to appear in Kingdom Hearts 1 as a summon. The name also appeared in the game's code, however the summon itself was never finished, and if you try to mod the summon into the game, one of two things will happen. Number 1, nothing, or number 2... In the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 1, Disney Castle can be seen, indicating that the world was supposed to appear in Cage 1, which we of course know never happened, but we did end up getting to visit it in Cage 2. Also, an indicator towards this is that I'm leaving this shit in. Is the fact that it can actually be seen on the Gummy Ship map. However, Disney Castle wasn't the only area that was supposed to appear. An area apparently known as Crumbling Island was supposed to appear during our visit to the final world. It was an area which was meant to be the setting for the final battle between Sora and Riku, and the fight itself was supposed to take place right before Sora's final fight with Ansem the Seeker of Darkness. In the very early versions, the magic section was supposed to tell us how much MP every single spell cost. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any info about why this was removed, so if anyone knows anything about this, please tell me in the comments. There are 2 cutscenes involving Riku that don't actually appear in the final game. The first one is the one where he is on top of the clock tower in Neverland, looking down, and I get why it was actually removed since it doesn't actually have any significance to the story really. And the second one is the one after Destiny Islands is destroyed. Apparently Riku triggered the fuck out of Sora and it was enough for Sora to attack him. Yeah, that's very different from Sora's reaction to seeing Riku after the island destruction in the original.
Riku!
This is a smaller one, but Donald and Goofy have different outfits, specifically the original Disney ones. This is probably due to the fact that Square still didn't redesign their outfits at the time, and they didn't come up with the Cage outfits that we know and love today. So do with that information what you guys will. The game's original logo looked like this, and it's kinda bare bones compared to the one we have today, and I definitely see why Square decided to improve it, and they certainly did do that, making it into the logo we all know and love today. There is a version of the song To Our Surprise, which is, I believe, the battle theme for Wonderland. It's fairly similar to the one we know today, but with a few differences. However, I'm a bit scared to play it for you in this video due to copyright reasons, because I don't know if it's protected or not, if I can use it or not. What I will do though is leave a link to the Wikipedia page where you can actually play this OST for yourself if you are interested. The third Dive to the Heart section in the beginning of the game is just this sort of pink glass graphic thing or whatever. However, that was originally supposed to be Alice's Dive to the Heart. I actually have no clue why Square removed this, but I would like to know, so of course, feel free to leave some of your knowledge in the comments. There is an NPC who was supposed to appear in Agrabah, and you can see him on screen right now. However, he is not present in the final game. I don't know where he was supposed to appear, but apparently he is an unused NPC from Agrabah. There are 2 unused animations for the Fat Bandit Heartless. One is this sort of idle animation where he sort of puffs himself up like a freaking blowfish.
I'm a blowfish! Blowfish! Yeah!
You also have this one where he just jumps around like a freaking madman. Well, I think I understand why this was removed. I assume the jumping animation was removed due to him causing a worldwide earthquake which would destroy all of humanity. With Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, there are 2 things I want to talk about when it comes to this game. Number 1, Extreme Mode. A mode by the name of Extreme Mode is found within the game's original files, and apparently this mode was supposed to make Sora and all of the enemies, that includes bosses and Heartless alike, max level from the very start of the game. Essentially, you would start the game max level and with everything unlocked, but with the absolutely ridiculously tough enemies, which would be an interesting concept to play in all honesty. I'm kinda sad that this was never actually added to the game, so I hope to maybe see it someday. I doubt it, but who knows. Also, there's a matter of Deep Jungle not appearing, but it never appeared after Cage 1 anyway, and I explained that in a video that is up top on this little card thing up here, so yeah, you can check that out if you want. Let's first cover the summons that were removed from Cage 2. Woody and Buzz were supposed to appear in Cage 2 as summons, and their models can be found in the game files, but without any real textures, and I believe that they can't be added to the summons menu, unlike the removed summon from Kingdom Hearts 1. In the final battle against Semnis, he was originally going to use two gigantic nobodies against Sora in the 1v1 fight.
This is big brain time.
Taking place at the Memory Skyscraper. And the original plan for fighting all the 13 organization members was not to have the data battles as they are known today, but rather we were supposed to have the option to fight them in Olympus Coliseum. But this idea was completely dropped in favor of the before mentioned data battles. I'll briefly go over a few deleted scenes for Cage 2 since there is a fuck ton of them and I don't want to be here until tomorrow. Tell you what, I'm gonna put a screenshot of all the removed scenes, and it's actually explained where they all took place and when. So I'm just gonna put up a screenshot of all the removed scenes, and I'm gonna read off some of the most important ones, but you guys can take a look at this picture and read it all for yourself if you're interested. This scene on the first day when Roxas found the photos was altered in some way. We don't know how, we don't know what was changed, but apparently this scene was supposed to play out a little bit different. Donald actually was supposed to freeze himself before getting out of the pot, and when him and Sora and Goofy woke up, when you ended your chapter as Roxas and you got to play as Sora, Donald was actually supposed to freeze himself while he was getting out of the pot. Hollow Bastion was supposed to appear in its original form from Cage 1, but was later changed to Radiant Garden, I'm guessing to benefit the story, or I don't actually know why, but that's sort of my guess. And there was also an unused item for Cage 2. The High Ether was planned for Cage 2, it can also be seen in the game files, but it was never really implemented into the game itself. There is a version of the End of the World battle theme that was supposed to be featured in Cage 2, but it was never used, and I can only try to speculate that it was due to not actually having a reason to use it. There was also a different arrangement for He's a Pirate, the battle theme for Port Royal, as well as a never named instrumental song, which I think exists somewhere on the internet. I'll try to find it and put a link in the description, and the unused End of the World theme as well as the different version of He's a Pirate can be heard on the same page I told you I will link in the description. However, this is of course in the Kingdom Hearts 2 section of the page. The behemoth Heartless you fight many times in Cage 1 was meant to return in Cage 2. However, it never returned for unknown reasons, it says here, but I'm gonna go out and speculate that maybe we encountered it a bit too many times and they decided to remove it from the game entirely. Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. A Pinocchio world was actually going to appear in 358 over 2 days, however it was removed due to the space limitations of the Nintendo DS. In Beast Castle, a dark side was actually supposed to appear instead of the Dark Flower, which is of course what we see in the final version of the game. The Windmaker and Wing Gear are two Keyblades cut from the game, and instead of them, this Keyblade, which I can't pronounce for shit by the way, replaced them. There were supposed to be idle animations for Roxas and other characters if you left them standing for too long. This actually instantly reminded me of CJ from GTA San Andreas singing if you pause the game for more than 10 seconds.
Welcome to San Andreas, I'm CJ from Grove Street.
Wait, no, not that. The other thing that he does, you know when you pause the game, like this?
Move your body, move your body.
Stop was actually supposed to return as a magic spell, however it can still be added via mods, but the minute you use it in game, your game will crash, so don't even fucking try. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep had a few things removed, one of them being the Jungle Book world. Yes, the Jungle Book world was originally meant to appear in Birth by Sleep, however it can be accessed via codes, and it actually has a few areas as well, so feel free to maybe check it out if you want. I don't know how this whole codes thing works, I'm kinda new to that, so if anybody can explain it in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Do you know this scene when Master Xehanort actually reveals his intentions? Yeah, that scene was meant to happen in Olympus Coliseum rather than in the Keyblade Graveyard, but the idea was of course scrapped. I think that due to the fact that they still didn't know how the Keyblade Graveyard will look. Maybe they did, I have no clue, and they probably did, considering the fact that the ending of Cage 2 has that scene where you're in the Keyblade graveyard. Also, when Terra is on Destiny Islands, he was originally going to watch Sora and Riku having a sword fight. The world known as Mirage Arena was supposed to have an actual story featuring a Final Fantasy character. However, due to the character already appearing in a Final Fantasy game in the works at the time, the idea was scrapped. A texture for a big chest for Land of Departure exists in the game's files, but it never appeared in the game, and the only chests we actually have in the Land of Departure are small ones. Terra was originally supposed to have access to a shotlock command called Starburst, but the move was never released and is never to be seen other than in a very early screenshot of the game. In Dream Drop Distance, Heartless were originally planned as the main enemies, as well as Sora and Riku were supposed to fight and summon Xemnas already in Traverse Town, and the flow motion move thing was originally supposed to have different colors for Sora and Riku, with Sora having a yellow flow motion and Riku a white/blue one, which was later replaced by the pink one we know today. Space Paranoid was also supposed to make an appearance for Sora's story, and Fantasia was supposed to appear in Riku's story. However, Tetsuya Nomura himself confirmed that Fantasia had to be worked on a lot and the idea was ultimately dropped. Riku was at some point supposed to wield the Kingdom Key D, but it was removed for unknown reasons, likely due to the fact that Mickey would have beaten the fuck out of Riku for using his weapon.
They'll pay for this.
And now we get to Kingdom Hearts 3. Sora and the gang are seen fighting Heartless in the Tram Common area in Twilight Town, as well as the Mysterious Tower in the 2016 Jump Festa trailer. However, none of the areas I mentioned actually made an appearance in-game. There were also unused idle animations for Aqua, as well as Riku when they are the playable characters. Now this was going to be an exciting one for all the Terra fans. Yes, Terra was actually planned to be a party member, however in the original game he was only present in cutscenes, and if you try to spawn his model into the game, it literally spawns in T-pose and it has no animation whatsoever, or even heads-up display. The portrait for the heads-up display isn't even his, and it actually displays the party member that you had before him. In the Kingdom of Corona, oh man, that would have been so fucking funny in 2020. Sora was originally supposed to battle a group of nobodies near Rapunzel's tower, however as we know today, they are not there. In the scene where Sora goes to Destiny Islands and finds Aqua's Keyblade, unlike in the original game where he appears in the normal KH3 outfit, in the trailer he appeared in his KH2 outfit, likely due to the fact that the KH3 outfit wasn't designed yet. Now for the music, there are several OSTs that were meant to play at different points, so if I just read them all off to you right now, you would probably forget most of them, so instead I'll leave a screenshot of them where you will also see when they were supposed to be used, and that is pretty much it. As the removed content of the Kingdom Hearts games, I did leave out a few things which were really minor. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learned something new. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next video stream, bye bye.